How's it going, family? Welcome back to the channel. Boy, do we have some exciting news to talk about today regarding the Vote Inu project. Vote Inu has been listed on yet another swap, which you can kind of consider an exchange somewhat, but it's a swap. Let's just call it what it is. But the thing about this instance of what it's being listed on is it's rather unique. Before we get into that, let me remind you to go ahead and like this video. It really helps YouTube spread the word about our channel, and it helps other people to find our channel just like you did. And last but not least, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As a matter of fact, smash that subscribe button, guys. Tongue twisted. We are so excited about this news. I just want to get right to it. But when you do subscribe, make sure you keep the notification bells on. That way you will always be up to date whenever we put out new content like this. All right, let's dive right into this, guys. Now, there was a tweet that was put out by a person by the name of Coin Bureau. Now, if any of you know who he is, he's a really big content creator on YouTube, and he talks about a lot of stuff regarding cryptocurrency and the markets. And this guy put out a tweet, and the Vote Inu army showed up. This is what he said. He said, need some new crypto podcast topics, ideally something less depressing than the markets. Any suggestions? Now, what happened next set the stage for what our discussion is going to be about. Check this out, guys. So Vote Inu official, the official Vote Inu Twitter, responded back to his call for action. And it's funny because what Vote Inu responded back by saying was simply this: you won't be bored or depressed if you vote it. 39 centralized exchanges, 11 decentralized exchanges, 4 fiat gateways, dozens of partnerships and sponsorships, a play-to-earn game, 50,000 holders, a voted non-fungible token collection, all in less than 10 months. Oh my gosh, guys, that was a mouthful to say. But you know what? That was all Vote Inu has accomplished in less than a year. There are not many projects that can speak highly of that. There are not many projects that are still around that can boast such a great accomplishment in such a short amount of time. Not only that, guys, Vote Inu goes on to say, voltichange, the decentralized exchange making every crypto deflationary, is coming next. Flames. Vote. Just vote it. Now, I really like what Vote Inu did with this because they played on the Nike swoosh. Instead of saying Nike, just do it, they said vote. Just vote it. Now, this brings us to our conversation around Vote Inu being listed on a swap that no one expected. This swap is none other than RadioShack. Let me introduce this to you guys. Yes, RadioShack. If you guys grew up in the 80s or 90s, RadioShack will be something that was a household name to you. RadioShack was extremely popular. In fact, if you needed any electronics, you needed anything that dealt with radio stations or anything like microphones, batteries, capacitors, transistors, anything like that that dealt with electronics, you turned to RadioShack. And as you know, when the turn of the century came when the 2000s were ushered in, RadioShack saw a great decline in their business. And as a result, RadioShack kind of closed most, if not all, of their stores. I believe they still have one store open. I'm not sure where it is now, but I believe they have one store open. Feel free to correct me in the comments below if that's not accurate. But they had to close all of their stores because they saw their business take a nosedive. However, RadioShack has done the impossible. RadioShack decided to change course and keep hope alive with their business. They actually got into the crypto industry, guys. Yes, RadioShack is into the crypto industry. In fact, RadioShack came out with their own swap. We are here on RadioShack.org because this is basically the home of RadioShack Swap, which is now live. And their mission is to be the first protocol to bridge the gap to mainstream usage of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Now, this brings us, before we go into looking at the swap and tying the knot with Vote Inu, what happened. This is the tweet that followed up shortly after that. RadioShack, the official RadioShack Twitter, formally announced that they would be listing Vote Inu on their swap on both Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain platforms. Now, this tweet says, Vote Inu, vote Vote Inu official is now listed on RadioShack. Swap now for Binance Smart Chain and swap now for Ethereum. And then as you can see here, they said this went live on the 20th. This is a lot of publicity for yet another instance of Vote Inu being out there for the masses to learn about. You can imagine with Vote Inu being listed on already 39 centralized exchanges and counting at the time of this recording. This is just yet another way and avenue for more publicity for the project. Guys, let's continue on here. RadioShack, if we look at this, they have almost 400,000 followers of their official Twitter. So that tells me now this opens up the door to yet 400,000 potential investors for the Vote Inu project. How bullish is that? Now, let's keep moving on, guys. So what I did here is I went into the RadioShack Swap, and as you can see here, you can actually swap using a lot of cryptocurrencies here that have been listed. Tons of them. Now, you can even swap from Ethereum to Volt. How bullish is that, guys? Now, what I want to do to bring us on home is look at some pricing action. We can see that Vote Inu is up on the day. We're currently sitting at 7 Satoshi 70 level, and we are up almost 1% for today. That is good. That is good. We're sitting at around 14.5 thousand holders with a market cap of around 46.89 million with an M dollars. Now, even though we are up less than 1%, that is pretty good compared to the market. The whole entire global cryptocurrency market is only up about 0.04%, sitting at $931 billion. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Crypto Stream. Remember to go ahead and like this video, drop your comments, drop your thoughts below in the comment section to chime into this conversation. Do you think this is very bullish news for Vote Inu being listed on what I call a very interesting swap known as RadioShack? And don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We would love to have you to be a part of the Crypto Stream family. We'll talk to you guys real soon.